Welcome back to my channel, The Coins World. If you are holding a 1971 Jefferson nickel right now, or even if you have a jar full of old coins at home, this one nickel might actually turn the tables for you. Collectors on eBay, Etsy, heritage auctions and many online marketplaces pay surprising prices for the right 1971 nickel. And many people don't even know that this year carries hidden value. So make sure you stick around till the end, because you may be holding something far more valuable than you think. And at the end you will comment the price of your coin in the comment box, and I will tell you its real value and the exact selling procedure. The 1971 Jefferson nickel comes from a decade where the United States Mint was dealing with massive circulation demands. Millions of these coins were struck. But the real twist is that most of them were used heavily in daily transactions for years, which means the majority of surviving coins are worn, dull, scratched, and far from collectible condition. This is exactly why high-grade or error examples gain so much attention from collectors online. This year is known for its inconsistent strikes. Many 1971 nickels show weak details on Jefferson's hair, cheekbone, and collar. These weak strikes were caused by worn dies and high-speed production. So when a collector finds a coin that has sharp steps on the Monticello building or crisp details on the obverse portrait, the value increases instantly. The famous full steps designation on the reverse is extremely rare for this year, and coins with full steps have sold for strong premiums. The obverse design of Thomas Jefferson looks simple, but the finer details often fade quickly in circulation. A coin that still has clean shine, strong metal flow lines, and bold features is considered a condition rarity. Even slight but well-preserved luster can raise its value on eBay. The reverse side shows Monticello, but in many 1971 nickels the steps appear blurry or completely worn. This is the biggest challenge for collectors, because full step examples are the holy grail of this year. A 1971 nickel showing complete, uninterrupted steps has sold for far more than face value, especially when graded by top grading companies. Error coins from 1971 add even more excitement. This year includes off-center strikes, doubled dies, die cracks, large rim breaks, clipped planchets, and striking weakness errors. Even a small off-center strike can bring surprising bids on auction platforms. Dramatic errors have reached impressive figures because collectors love rare flaws from circulating coins of the early 70s. Another important thing is that nickels from the 1970s are not preserved in mint sets the same way older silver coins were. Many were stored loosely, exposed to humidity, and mixed with other metals. Finding a clean 1971 nickel today often depends on pure luck, which is why online buyers place strong bids when they see one in great condition. Today's coin might look simple, but don't be fooled. If you have the Liberty Jefferson nickel 1959 lying in your drawer, hidden in an old box, or sitting quietly in your collection, this tiny coin might turn the tables for you. Stay with me until the end, because I will tell you its surprising worth, according to eBay and other online auctions. And I will also explain how you can sell it the right way to get the best value. And remember, at the end of the video I will ask you to comment its price in the comment box so I can personally guide you with its exact value and complete selling procedure. The Liberty Jefferson nickel 1959 sits in an interesting time in American coinage history. The 1950s were years of strong economic recovery and industrial expansion, and the United States Mint was producing coins at a much higher speed. Yet even with improved machinery, the 1959 nickel comes with its own unique traits that make certain pieces surprisingly valuable today. Most people think this coin is too modern to be worth anything significant. But collectors know that the right combination of condition, strike quality, and mint mark can push its Price far beyond expectations. This nickel was produced in 2 locations, Philadelphia and Denver, and each mint has its own story. Philadelphia minted a large number of coins, but very few have survived in crisp, sharp detail. Denver minted fewer high-grade examples than many collectors hoped for, which makes well-preserved Denver coins more desirable in the market. Even the mint mark D can shift the value when the condition is exceptional. These small details are what collectors pay attention to when bidding on auctions. One of the biggest value factors for the 1959 Jefferson nickel is the sharpness of the steps on Monticello. Coins with full steps are among the hardest to find for this year because most coins were struck with slightly worn dies that created soft details. When a coin appears with complete, clear steps, collectors immediately recognize its rarity. That difference alone can raise the price dramatically on platforms like eBay and live auctioneers. The 1959 nickel also has several interesting varieties that collectors actively search for. Slight die cracks, repunched mint marks, and overpolished dies can make some pieces unique. These varieties often appear unexpectedly, and when collectors discover them, the value can jump significantly. Many sellers online list ordinary-looking 1959 nickels and later realize they sold a special variety for much less than its actual worth. That is why examining your coin carefully is essential before selling it. Another reason the 1959 Jefferson nickel attracts attention is the quality difference between circulated and uncirculated pieces. A circulated coin may only bring a few dollars, but a high-grade uncirculated example, especially one certified by grading companies, can reach impressive numbers. 1937, whether it is hidden in an old box, tucked away in your family collection, or found unexpectedly in pocket change, this small copper coin might turn the tables for you in a way you never imagined. At first glance it looks ordinary, but rare. 1937 wheat pennies listed on eBay and auction platforms have shocked collectors, many times with surprising prices. After the intro, you will understand why this coin deserves serious attention. If you have one, make sure to stay until the end because I will tell you how much this coin is worth according to eBay, online markets, and auctions, and how you can sell it. But at the end of the video you will comment price in the comment box and I will tell you its exact value and the full selling procedure. The story of the 1937 wheat penny begins during one of the most challenging chapters in American history. The country was still recovering from the Great Depression. Millions had struggled through the early 1930s. Factories had shut down, jobs were scarce, and people counted every cent they owned. In those years, even a single penny had purchasing power and emotional weight. The 1937 wheat penny was not just a coin. It was part of daily survival for families across America. The wheat penny design had already become iconic by then. Introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birth anniversary of Abraham Lincoln, it was designed by Victor David Brenner. His depiction of Lincoln on the obverse captured strength, dignity, and determination. On the reverse, the 2 wheat stalks symbolized hope, growth, and the nation's agricultural backbone. For decades, this design became an essential part of American culture. Children collected wheat pennies, shops used them for change, and they traveled through every corner of the country. 1937. The United States Mint was still producing pennies in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Even though millions were minted, the value today depends heavily on condition, shine, rarity, and most importantly, minting errors. That is why collectors still search for this coin, especially on online platforms where rare varieties often appear unexpectedly. The late 1930s was a time of rebuilding. Industries were slowly rising again after years of economic hardship. The mint was operating with aging machines. And imperfections in the production process were not unusual. These imperfections created the rare and valuable errors that make some 1937 wheat pennies worth far more than others. Some of these include doubling on the letters, die chips, off-center strikes, broken dies, and misaligned dies. Any visible minting flaw can turn a plain penny into a high-value collectible. Collectors pay close attention to the sharpness of Lincoln's hair, the clarity of the date, the condition of the wheat stalks, and the overall color. A well-preserved 1937 penny in bright red or red-brown can easily stand out on eBay and attract high bidding activity. If you have a 1953 Liberty wheat penny lying somewhere in your house, this video might turn the tables for you, because this small copper coin from the mid-20th century has shocked collectors on online platforms with unbelievable prices. So stick around till the end, because I will tell you exactly what this coin has sold for on eBay and major auction houses, and how you can sell yours. But at the end of the video you will comment its price in the comment box, and I will personally guide you about its real value and selling procedure. Now let's begin the journey of this fascinating old American coin. 1953 wheat penny belongs to the iconic Lincoln Wheat series, a coin that carries with it decades of American history. By 1953 the United States was recovering from the aftershocks of the Second World War and entering a new era of rebuilding, strength and economic expansion. The coins minted during this period reflected a nation that had endured hardship yet pushed forward with resilience. The wheat penny, with the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the classic wheat stalks on the back, symbolized gratitude, hard work, and the American spirit of progress. 1953 was done at 3 locations. Philadelphia produced the bulk of the pennies without any mint mark. Denver and San Francisco added their respective marks, which turned those coins into collectible varieties for future generations. Even though millions were produced every year of the wheat penny, carries slight differences in machines, die conditions, strike quality, metal flow, and circulation patterns. And in the world of coin collecting, these little differences separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. 1953 wheat penny is the classic bronze alloy of the pre-1982 era, a blend of copper, tin, and zinc that gave the coin its warm, rich color. This composition ages beautifully, forming natural brown and red tones that collectors admire deeply. A well-preserved 1953 penny with original red luster glows like a tiny copper jewel, which is why high-grade examples can sell for surprising amounts even though the series is common as a whole. The story of this coin is also tied to the massive cultural changes that America went through during the early 50s. From the Korean War ceasefire to the rise of suburban living, television culture, and new industries, everything was expanding rapidly. Pennies like the 1953 wheat cent passed through the hands of millions of Americans during the beginning of this modern era. They were used in grocery stores, gas stations, diners, streetcars, and every corner of daily life. Each surviving coin may have traveled across states, pockets, factories, and schools before ending up in the hands of collectors. Collectors today care about strike sharpness, surface preservation, die varieties, and errors. Certain 1953 wheat pennies show beautiful full wheat lines, strong details in Lincoln's hair, and crisp lettering. These receive high grading. 1927 Liberty wheat penny lying in an old drawer, inside a forgotten wallet, or tucked away in a jar of old coins. This video might turn the tables for you, because this coin from the Roaring '20s has shocked collectors with unexpected prices on eBay and other major online auction platforms. So make sure you watch till the end, because I will tell you what this coin is selling for and how you can sell yours for the right value. But at the end of the video you will comment price in the comment box. And I will personally guide you about its exact value and the complete selling procedure. Now let's dive into the deep and powerful history of this remarkable coin. 1927. Wheat penny was born in the middle of a fascinating chapter of American history. The United States was experiencing rapid growth during the Roaring Twenties. A decade filled with economic strength, cultural transformation and technological progress. While cities were expanding, people were moving. Industries were growing and daily life was changing faster than ever before. The humble 1-cent coin continued to play a silent but essential role in the pockets of every American. The wheat penny was not just currency. It was a part of everyday life for factory workers, farmers, students, shopkeepers, travelers, mothers, fathers, and children. This coin comes from the Philadelphia and San Francisco mints, giving us the 1927 and the scarcer 1927s varieties. The San Francisco mint struck fewer coins, and many were heavily circulated, making high-grade examples incredibly hard to find today. A sharp, lustrous 1927 S is one of the hardest wheat pennies to locate in excellent condition. Collectors search for it constantly. And when one surfaces in high grade, bidding wars break out on eBay and big auction houses. 1927. Wheat penny is the classic bronze mix used throughout the early 20th century. A blend of copper, tin, and zinc that gave the coin its warm reddish-brown glow. Over the years, these coins have developed natural aging tones, ranging from deep chocolate browns to bright red surfaces. Collectors love those original red surfaces because they show a coin that somehow survived nearly a century without losing its natural color or luster. Such coins often bring shocking prices when they appear online. The obverse features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse, the two wheat stalks stand tall, symbolizing American agriculture. In 1927, farming was a vital force behind the nation's economic success. Wheat fields stretched across the Midwest, and the coin's reverse served as a tribute to the farmers who worked tirelessly to produce the crops that fed a nation. That symbolism made the wheat penny more than currency. It represented stability, hard work, hope and prosperity. 1927 also sits at a meaningful point in history. It was a time of great